Kristal Hart, and here at Madison Square Garden, after 12 rounds of boxing, Edgar Berlanga defeats Jason Quigley by unanimous decision. And now, let's go to post.
I feel like I woke up. I woke up in the 12th, like the lights turned on, like, I started thinking about everything. Like, I feel like I took off the last like 3, 4 rounds, wasn't throwing no punch. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing, bro? Like, my corner, Mark Forever said, let your hands go, let your hands go. And I held back. I feel like in the 12th round, it was something like, what I'm saying, like a light just hit me. It just sparked my head like, motherfucker, let your hands go, man. I started thinking about my son, this long camp, 5 months. I'm like, man, I got to turn this bitch up. And, we did that, so.
Why exactly were you fighting a little bit? I think I'm right here. Do I need it? Why exactly were you fighting so? I guess lethargically, not letting your hands go, so to speak. Your corner was trying to get you to like throw your hands more. Like, what was actually the problem? Was it too long of a layoff? Too long of a training camp? Like, what was kind of the problem?
No. It was none of that. Not, I got off a year layoff, so I know, I'm a fighter. I'm going to sit here and say no to everything, but I know that played a factor in the fight too, but no excuses. You know, you got to understand, like a guy like Jason Quigley, right, he got stopped twice, so he was going in there not trying to get stopped again. He was the best. I hit him with one of the biggest right hands ever. He jumped up, and he finished that 12th round. So, he was definitely in there. He wasn't going in there trying to take a knee or trying to cop out. I should have let my hands go more. I know coach was like, yo, listen, like, throw your fucking punches. And that's what sparked me in the 12th round was like, let your fucking hands go, man. And, once I started letting them fly, you see what was the results.
Why are you so anxious to fight Munguia next, man?
I feel like that's the biggest fight right now. I want him in October in the big house, Madison Square Garden. I know that's a fight that everybody wants to see. We definitely want Munguia next, for sure, for sure. I want that motherfucker. He's Mexican. I'm Puerto Rican. I got the man here, one of the best promoter in the business right now, man. So, I know he's going to make it happen for us.
Real quick, you said, I'm right here. I asked you one word to describe your opponent at the press conference, and you called him a clown because you said he's been laughing at you, he's been smirking, he's not been taking him really seriously when you were talking to him. Did he surprise you at all tonight with how much he had and how he came at you? Because you said you were just going to walk through him and just toss him around and beat the shit out of him, is what you said.
Yeah, for sure. At the end of the day, he's a fighter. I seen him in the back after the fight, and I told him, you're a warrior. I know he's a warrior. He got that Irish blood in him. Like I said, a lot of fighters, man, everybody that since the amateurs, like, they always fought me different. They always had that spark in them to want to beat me. They could have fucking got knocked out their last 2 fights, and then when they step in with me, it's like a switch, So I take my hat off to him. He's a warrior. He definitely did some numbers here, man. So I seen him in the back. I congratulated him, and I told him thank you for taking the fight. But he's definitely a warrior.
This question is for both of you. Ideally, where would the next fight be for both of you?
I mean, look, I think we had a great start tonight. He hasn't boxed for over a year, and this place was completely sold out. The atmosphere was tremendous. Jaime Munguia brings a big crowd as well. Like Edgar said, I'd love to do it in the main room here. I think it can fill it up. It also fills up probably Vegas, LA, but, I think it's a conversation with the zone. They love the fight. Everybody loves the fight. There's other options. I think Gennady Golovkin, also in the big room, is a tremendous fight. You've got Billy Joe Saunders from the UK, but he needs probably a comeback fight first. There's loads of fights. John Ryder, but, I think the fights that fill the big room are Munguia and Gennady Golovkin.
And Edgar, you've been talking about fighting in Puerto Rico. Is it Puerto Rico or New York next for you, ideally?
Definitely, we was talking about that, trying to get a fight in Puerto Rico. But listen, man, if the Munguia fight can land, if we can make it happen, that's the fight we want. I think we got to make it happen right now. Like, this is the year to make it happen. Puerto Rico versus Mexico. He's a banger. I'm a banger. I definitely got the rust off. I'm back with my old team. So we gonna pick up from that 12th round. We picking it up from there on. Like, that's how we're gonna fight from round 1 to round 12 from now. So I just had to shake it up. and get the job done.
Edgar, over here. First of all, I wanted to say congratulations. Second of all, like, for example, like in the sport of football, when you come in as a rookie, they say that the game is fast, and then as they gradually go on along, the game gets slower for them. You showed a lot of poise tonight when you were cutting the ring off and picking your shots. Do you feel that in the ring things are getting slower for you, and you're getting more adapted to being an elite boxer?
Yeah, for sure. That's actually a great question. I feel like it was sort of slow. I just know if I would have picked it up from the sixth, seventh, eighth, I would have got him out of there. I felt like I just waited all that time, and then the 12th round was like, all right, I gotta turn this bitch up. And you seen the results. So, but it's a learning process. I'm learning. I'm young, 26. I'm a power puncher, but I'm blessed to be back with my old team. And listen, man, I'm taking a week off and I'm going right back into the gym to work. This shit I ain't partying, I ain't doing nothing, man. All I want to do is just get back in the gym. As soon as I went to the back, I said, yo, Mark, we back in the gym in a week. I'm taking off a week, and we right back to in the gym to work.
And Eddie, I have one question for you. You looked great last week. Where's your New Orleans T-shirt?
Yeah, no, I left that in New Orleans. I had a New York one on today. Yeah, it's been a great run.
So I got a question for both Edgar and Eddie. There's obviously a desire to go to a bigger venue. You did sell this out. It was very impressive. Fan atmosphere is incredible. Have you thought, Eddie, about ever doing something at the Arthur Ashe Stadium in Queens? It's a beautiful outdoor stadium, seats over 20,000. Edgar, if you went out there, you'd be the first person to fight at that venue. They've hosted professional wrestling concerts in addition to tennis. Any thoughts about that?
Yeah, I mean, we always like to push the boundaries and do something different. In the past, I've been on to Flushing Meadows as well about doing something there, just something different. We've done it a lot in the UK. I do want Edgar to fight in Puerto Rico as well, and I think if we didn't land the Munguia fight or something like that, maybe that's something we do next as something a little bit different. But I also want to keep the momentum of what we started tonight.
Eddie, just in terms of the British perspective of the fighters you mentioned he'd like to fight next, how tough do you feel those fights are with Ryder and Billy Joe Saunders for Edgar?
I think Billy Joe Saunders isn't going to be ready this side of the year for Edgar Berlanga, but I think he would be a great fight. He's a big name. John Ryder's a very tough fight. You saw him go 12 with Canelo Alvarez. So I think there's loads of fights that can be made. You got Caleb Plant. You got obviously Benavidez. You got Morrell. You got Charlie. You got loads of super middleweights. That's the other side of the street, if that's what you want to call it. But we don't care really. We're doing our own thing, and I know that DAZN will be very keen on Munguia against Berlanga. Munguia does great numbers, so does Edgar. So it's just a tremendous fight.
Edgar, do you feel those two fights, Saunders and Ryder, are tough for you?
Say it again?
Do you feel those two fights, Saunders and Ryder, are tough for you?
They're great fighters, you know what I'm saying? So I know, and I know for a fact, like, at that level, right, they're going to come to fight, you know what I'm saying? I feel like the Triple G's is going to stay, they're going to come to fight, The Riders, they're going to come to fight. You seen him fight 12 rounds with Canelo, and that's the biggest guy at 168 right now. Munguia is another guy. He just had a tremendous fight with my brother, Sergey. But right now, for real, I just feel like the biggest fight right now is Munguia. Just for the simple fact that he's Mexican, he's young, he's my age. We both do numbers. And I know for a fact we could do a crazy number out here in New York at the Garden. So, we sit down with Keith Conley, my dad, and the boss man here, and we just make it happen. I feel like right now, I'm upset. People's like, yo, no, why you upset? I'm like, I know I should have got him out of there. But I'm happy because now I know where I left off, and, with the aggressive, that 12th round was amazing, and I know that's who I am. Like, him right there, like, that guy is me. That's me. Let your fucking hands go, push the fight, kill, and obviously you seen the results of that. You know, I almost got him out of there. So, you know, from right there, we're gonna take off.
Eddie and Edgar. Oscar De La Hoya's tweeted, "Lonesome Eddie, you couldn't deliver Edgar Berlanga to Canelo, and now you want to throw Munguia's name out there. Good luck with that." Does that worry you? I know you say
Well,
that
I mean,
DAZN like that fight, but
Oscar De La Hoya works for DAZN. So he's a fucking complete idiot, to be honest with you, because his job is to put on good fights for DAZN. And he hasn't really done that with Jaime Munguia, has he? I mean, it's probably the worst managed career I've ever seen in the history of boxing, Jaime Munguia. His opponent list has been awful, other than Derevenchenko recently, who I know is your friend, but he's also a faded fighter. So what I'll do with Oscar De La Hoya is I'll speak to his bosses and I'll come back to him.
Oscar gotta, you know, he gotta shut his mouth, man. You know, this is the best in the business. People don't understand, like, Eddie came from the UK. From the UK, he came from another side of the fucking world and came to the US and took over. You know what I'm saying? And he's taking it over so rapidly. So, you know, De La Hoya is a crazy guy, man. He talks, one day he's your friend, the next day he want to talk shit about you. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you seen what happened with Canelo. Yeah, we was talking Canelo, but you seen what happened with Canelo. He signed a 3-fight deal with PBC. So, you know, he's on another network now. You know, so now it's like, all right, you know, what the fuck we gonna do? So we got guys like Munguia, guys like Golovkin, guys like John Ryder that we can make happen quickly. Yeah, man. Like, come on. I had to sit down with him right before, you know what I'm saying, I signed with Eddie. You know, he's a guy, he just Twitter finger, man. You know, he just wanna just type his ass off. So just chill, man, relax.
happy with Eddie?
Huh?
Happy being with Eddie?
Oh, of course, man. Like the love that you guys gave me, you know, the fight week, you know, the amount of attention, the build up for this fight was amazing, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna back my promoter up, you know, whether, you know, who likes it or not. This is the guy, you know, and we definitely gonna make something happen big after this fight. You know, I left the mark, you know, 12th round. From there on, bro, I swear to God, man, as on my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, from 12th round, I'm picking up from that round, and it's game time. Like, these guys are gonna be in trouble for sure.
Edgar, back here. Was Jason Quigley the best opponent you faced so far?
Nah.
Where does he rank?
I feel like my toughest fight was Angulo because of the way he fought. You know, he's a tough fighter. He came forward, took a good punch, but you know, he just had a specific game plan. You know, and I was just, you know, to move around. You know, he was real fidgety moving around, but you know, I take my hat off to him. He's a great fighter. You know, he stuck in there, especially in that 12th round. He got hit with some fucking big shots. You know, and I broke his nose with a jab. I broke his orbital bone with a jab. So, you know, I'm just happy, you know, that I could leave off from the 12th round and we could just get back in the gym in a week, man, and just grind.
And one more,
couple more questions, guys.
Eddie. Just I wanted to ask as well. What do you think of this Lonesome Eddie hashtag?
It's all right. I listen. The fact that the entire week Oscar De La Hoya has been talking about me, it's great. Don't forget, my following is probably 80% English. So if Oscar De La Hoya can help my profile over here, it's fantastic. I just hope that I hope he's going to be okay.
So, Edgar, this was your first fight under the Matchroom umbrella. You've obviously fought here before at the theater, but it's your first fight under Matchroom. First, could you talk now a little bit about being a Matchroom fighter? Y la segunda pregunta que tengo para ti es, ¿qué tiene que decir? ¿Qué mensaje tiene para tu gente boricua aquí en Nueva York y también en la isla?
Did you say something you didn't want me to hear?
No.
I asked him to give a message for his New York fans and also the Puerto Rican fans on the island.
No, yo quiero, gracias a los fanáticos míos de Puerto Rico, Nueva York y Latinoamérica, ¿me entiendes? Mucho, como estaba soportándome mucho, ¿me entiendes? Y Boricua, man, like, it's my island, you know, and I love my people, you know, they come out for me. Man, it's something big, you know, we're going to make something happen for sure, you know, and Nueva York, el equipo mío, you know what I'm saying, Mark, my team, my dad, Alex, you know, Asa Bid, my wife that, you know, stuck through this 6 months of camp, man. I was in Florida, she was in New York, you know, my mom, you know, she stuck through it too, you know, so, man.
Edgar.
And Johnny, my man Johnny. No, en mi primer pelea con Matchroom fue bueno, ¿me entiendes? Y estoy muy feliz. estoy firmado ahora con Eddie Hearn y estamos arriba ya. Vamos a pelear ahora mismo, vamos a pelear un pelea grande ya, aquí en Nueva York. Si no en Nueva York, en Puerto Rico.
Edgar, congratulations on the victory. Just speak about what it was like just getting the support, not only from the Puerto Rican fan base, fellow Brooklynites, but just New York in a whole. This is what, maybe your third or fourth fight here, and it's another sellout. Just what does that mean to you?
I'm just blessed, man, and I want to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, man. Like, I got closer with God, you know, and I just want to thank Him for just, you know, keeping me grounded. I want to thank my fans, you know. Without them, this wouldn't be happening, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta, fighters gotta understand that you gotta give the fans the credit, man, because they the ones that's working their ass off to buy these tickets, you know, bringing their family, you know, probably taking off days off work, you know, flying in, paying for flights. So, you know, without the fans, none of this will happen, you know, so all the credit, man, like, not all the credit, but like most of the credit goes to the fans, right or wrong, Eddie? You know, without that, man, this shit wouldn't be nothing, you know? So I'm just happy, man, to be a year back. You know, not a lot of people could do that. And, you know, we did another sellout.
Right, last question, guys.
Edgar, you're looked at as probably you're not even a prospect anymore, but the best Puerto Rican fighter out there. Is there any pressure carrying that mantle, you know, Cotto, Trinidad, Benitez?
I think it's just the pressure of just, you know, delivering for my people. You know, it's a tough stretch for me because I caught my first 16 fights, first round knockouts, you know, and then I went the distance. So, you know, it's a little tough for me right now because, you know, people's expecting something, you know, a KO or a knockout or a TKO, and you know, and my Puerto Rican people, you know, and from New York, you know, they expecting that. But listen, man, I'm just excited to be here, you know, under the promotion. You know, we got the victory. That's all that matters. You know, we ended the fight amazing, and, you know, I just got to pick off from that.
I know you guys keep talking about Munguia, but wouldn't Triple G make more sense?
Yeah, with Triple G is a much bigger name, but it's just whether he fights again. He punches harder. I think he's a better fighter. It's just he's an older fighter. I think he's not a prime Triple G anymore, but he's still a tremendous fighter. I love him as a person. I would love to see Edgar in with, you know, I really like Jaime Munguia as a person, but I don't see him as an elite guy like Gennady Golovkin. So for the resume, and obviously the fan base, Gennady Golovkin's boxed in the Garden many times, but it all depends if he wants to fight again. Right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for your support tonight and all week. And well done, Edgar Berlanga. Well done.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. I appreciate the support, man. Love all my supporters and love everybody out there. Even the, you know, the people that never believed in me. You know, I'm gonna continue to make them believers. Thank you.
And I'm Kristal Hart reporting from Madison Square Garden. Hope you've enjoyed the show. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the fights.